Accomplice. A person who helps someone else, usually in a crime. Example. The robber's accomplice drove the getaway car. Accomplish. To complete something successfully. Example. He worked hard to accomplish his goal of winning the race. Accomplished. Having completed something well, skilled. Example. She is an accomplished pianist who has performed all over the world. Accomplishment. Something that has been achieved successfully. Example. Finishing the marathon was a huge accomplishment for him. Accord. An agreement between two parties. Example. The countries signed an accord to work together in peace. According. As stated by someone or something. Example. According to the weather forecast, it will rain tomorrow. Account. A record of something, or a bank account. Example. I opened a savings account at the bank. Accountable. Being responsible for something. Example. She is accountable for completing her homework on time. Accountant. A person whose job is to keep and check financial records. Example. My dad's friend is an accountant who helps people with taxes. Accounting. The process of keeping financial records. Example. The company's accounting department handles all the bills and payments. Accumulate. To gather or collect over time. Example. He managed to accumulate a large collection of comic books. Accumulation. The process of collecting things over time. Example. The accumulation of snow on the ground made it hard to walk. Accuracy. How correct or exact something is. Example. The accuracy of the clock helps me arrive on time. Accurate. Correct and without mistakes. Example. Her math answer was accurate, so she got full points on the test. Accusation. Saying someone did something wrong. Example. His accusation that I broke the vase was unfair. Accuse. To say someone did something wrong or illegal. Example. They accused him of cheating on the test, but he didn't. Accustom. To get used to something. Example. I need to accustom myself to waking up early for school. Accustomed. Used to something. Example. He's accustomed to the cold because he lives in a snowy area. Ace. A slang term used to describe someone who is highly skilled or proficient at something. Example. She's an ace at solving complex math problems. Ache. A dull, continuous pain. Example. I have a stomach ache from eating too much candy. Achieve. To successfully complete or reach a goal. Example. She worked hard to achieve her dream of becoming a doctor. Achievement. Something that has been done successfully. Example. Winning the science fair was her biggest achievement this year. Acid. A sour substance or chemical. Example. Lemon juice contains citric acid, which is why it tastes sour. Acknowledge. To recognize or admit something. Example. I had to acknowledge that I made a mistake on my project. Acre. A unit used to measure land. Example. They bought a farm that is 5 acres wide. Acrobat. A person who performs gymnastic tricks. Example. The acrobat amazed the crowd with her flips and jumps. Act. To do something or a part of a play. Example. He wants to act in a school play next year. Action. Doing something or something that is happening. Example. The movie was full of exciting action scenes. Active. Moving around a lot, not still. Example. My little brother is very active and loves to run and play. Activity. Something that you do, especially for fun. Example. My favorite activity after school is playing soccer. Actor. A person who performs in plays or movies. Example. My favorite actor is in a new movie coming out next month. Actual. Real or true. Example. The actual cost of the toy was much lower than I thought. Actually. In fact or really. Example. I thought the movie would be boring, but it was actually really fun. Adapt. To change in order to fit a new situation. Example. Animals in the desert have to adapt to the hot weather. Adaptation. A change that helps something survive. Example. Polar bear's thick fur is an adaptation for living in the cold. Add. To put numbers together or to include something. Example. If you add 2 and 3, you get 5. Addition. The process of adding or something that is added. Example. The new puppy was a happy addition to our family. Additional. Extra or more. Example. We needed additional chairs for all the guests at the party. Address. The location where someone lives. Example. She wrote down her new address on the envelope. Adequate. Good enough, but not more than what is needed. Example. The food at the restaurant was adequate, but not great. Adjective. A word that describes a noun. Example. In the sentence, the tall tree, tall is an adjective. Adjust. To change something slightly to make it work better. Example. I had to adjust my bike seat so it was more comfortable. Admire. To look up to someone or something with respect. Example. I admire my teacher for being so kind and patient. Admission. The act of being allowed in or the price to enter. Example. Admission to the museum is free on weekends. Admit. To confess something or agree that it is true. Example. She had to admit that she forgot to do her homework. Adopt. To take something as your own, such as a child or idea. Example. They decided to adopt a puppy from the animal shelter.